Tim, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, bro.
Okay. So for just okay. For today's session, just I'm getting an echo due to that. Hope you guys are clear. You are not getting any echo.
No, perfect, Narendra.
Okay, fine. Let me take you through. Today's we are going to discuss about PIM module. We call it as a product information management system. So majorly, PIM module, what it's going to give, uh, it will facilitate or it will provide the item master data across all the modules. What exactly product means by? So you can take about product name or item, you can call it. So this is the PIM module. So the PIM module, it will taking care by the item creations and the life cycle of the items and how that item relationship is going to be, how we can utilize that item into the different modules. Like if you created the item in PIM module, the same item can be utilized in inventory, procurement, order management, manufacturing, in all the places you can able to see that item. So how it's getting reflected in different places. So first that item will be created in the master organization. As I said earlier, master is the where it's going to be have this centralized repository of all the item. So let's see how we are going to have different components in the PIM, how we are going to create the items. So this is how it's going to be interacted with the different modules. If you are creating the item in Oracle Fusion PIM, it's going to be reflected in pricing, order management, and you can see in the manufacturing and purchasing and inventory. The same item, it will be available in different places. So what are the attributes you need to enable? The item needs to be reflected in order management. What are the item attributes you need to enable to reflect that item in the purchasing? Those details we can see in the coming sessions. So first I'm explaining about the standard process of Oracle PIM. What are the important components we have in the Oracle PIM module? These are the key concepts in PIM module. We are going to have it like items, item classes, item attributes, and we are going to have the item lifecycle management and what are the item templates, what are the item catalogs and cross references. We can see all this, how it's going to be, what is the use of it. So just make sure if your item is not correct. So if you done some mistakes in from item, what will happen? The same thing will be reflected in the different places. So all your transactions, it will go into the task. So you make sure your item got created properly and all the attributes are tagged as per the client requirement. So this is how it's going to be organized your item. So earlier what will happen if you are creating an item, So there may be a possibility of duplicates, and there may be a issue with what are the items you are obsoleted. So all these things to identify, it's very difficult because you are maintaining the excess or duplicates data. So that is manually you are maintaining. So how into the Oracle PIM, there is in a structured way, you are going to be get created the items, and that is under the master that can be associated for the inventory organization. So it will be the clean data, and it will be increase your efficiency as well. How you are going to be maintain your master data. So it will be avoid your duplicate items, and it will be if you are launching new products, for example, every year, for example, iPhone, they are releasing a new version like iPhone 16, iPhone 17. So that product launching, you can do it quickly. So because you're going to have the item templates, you can utilize the templates to create any new item. You don't require to follow any manual process to create the item. These are those key concepts. Item classes, how you're classifying, how you're the structure it's going to be there, and the attributes. So like we can consider, like you are going to identify the person, how you are going to identify their characteristics. What is the height? What is the color? So what is the hair color? That's how we are going to be identify the item as well. What is the item name? What exactly that item it's going to be? What is the measurements of that item? That's how we can going to be identify by using the characteristics. If any item it's going to come, you're going to have some life cycle. We can't create directly that item, right? First, we are going to have some prototype. So that prototype it's got completed. Then we are going to be start doing the manufacturing. So once it got processed and it's gone to the production, then we can start using that particular item. So as I said, template, it's a predefined. So where you are going to be get it utilized. So we can in the day to day, we are going to see that templates. So by using any template, you are going to get utilized. That is predefined, I mean to say. And catalogs. So each and every items, it may have some catalogs. So within that catalogs, you are going to have the different categories. That categories you are under, you are going to have the items. Cross references, it is means you are connecting with any different system. For example, I'm connecting with a customer system, or I'm connecting with a supplier system. So in my system, I'm using an example, iPhone 17. Maybe they are maintaining on a different version of an item like iPhone 17-1. So that like that how you are going to be a reference, cross references. Whenever you send that item in their system, they could able to see their own item. First, we'll see that what is an item, what is the item number and description, and what is stockable and non-stockable. And example also we can take. An item, it can be a service, or it will be a stockable, it will be an expense, or it can be stockable. Just give me a minute. So you can take an item. It will be either in a service. If you are providing in a service, that is also you can create it as an item. You're giving some warranty, that can be defined as an item. So any manufacturing or electronic, everything you can create as an item. Okay. So item number and item description. So if I have an item, I'm going to give the numbering for that. So if I want to write more detailed information regarding that item, where I'm going to keep that information in the description level. So item description. By seeing that description, we'll come to know what exactly that is. And stockable and non-stockable items. So if you are having any items that can be stored, that consider as stockable item. If it is a non-stockable, either it can be service you are providing, or maybe it can be as an expense item. So that's how it comes under non-stockable items. So item classes and an item attributes. So here we are going to have an hierarchical structure. So how we are going to be maintain the item directly. So that can be root item class, what we used to consider. So inside the root item class, we are going to have the attribute groups, like the general purchasing related item groups, inventory related or sales items, because I need to differentiate. So end of the day, what are the sales items? What are the purchase items? How I need to be differentiated by using this attribute groups, and as well as the even the hierarchy, item hierarchy is going to be there. Inside the item hierarchy, I'm going to have the different item categories. In each category, it consists of the similar characteristics of the items. So classic example we can take, we are going to have in the men, women, kids, like that, you are going to be differentiated that category wise the people. So this is how it's going to be. One of the example, the category are having electronics, apparels, and industry machinery. So under category electronics, where I'm going to have the subcategories, laptops and smartphones. And apparels, I'm going to have men's clothing and women's clothing. This is how you are going to be differentiated the item. So why it's going to be utilized? It will be very easy to provide your reports, reporting purpose, and easy to identify the similar characteristics of the items under one umbrella. That's like category, I mean to say. Any questions still here, Tim?
No clear.
Thank you. So this is about the catalog and categories. So this is your root item catalog, a root item catalog, and a root item catalog where you're going to have different categories. And each category it consists of subcategories, and subcategories it consists of your items. So first the item will get created, and these catalog categories will be created in separately. There is a separate configurations. Once item got created, then you are going to tag these items comes under which category. That I will show you in the coming sessions. So the life cycle of item management. So how the item got born. I mean, we can't directly go and create any item, right? So if somebody they want to create some items, so there will be some research behind it. So whoever they brought the mobile phone, so maybe they researched that mobile phone, like how the battery it's going to be, how they need to keep the camera, how they need to keep the mic, a speaker. So all these things they are under designing phase. So they design that product. After designing, they have the prototype. So if I find the item, I can't directly go and start my production, right? So first I need to understand how much cost I'm keeping to manufacture that particular item. So what I will do, I will create a prototype. Prototype in the sense, similar to that particular product, I'm going to prepare a dummy or a sample item, I'm going to create it. So then I will come to know that what is the process I'm following, how much time I'm spending, how much money I'm spending. So based on that prototype, I will come to know that. So once the prototype is got created and it's got approved by the governments, then I will go for my production. So example, like I'm designing a new car. So it's similar to my, like, my Innova car. So what will happen? So they may go and they will, file a case against you because you are utilizing the same design, which other company they're already, having it. So for that, what they are going to do, first the design phase, and they will create the prototype. Whenever they will get all the approvals, then they will go for the production. So after few years, what it's going to be done? So maybe that product you're not going to manufacturing, or maybe you're not selling. So what will happen? End of the day, you're going to stop the production and you are going to obsolete that product. In layman words, we can say that you are not going to utilize that item going forward, and you are stopping the business for that item, and you're obsolete that item from the system. So what will happen if you are keeping that item in the system? Anybody they can go and they can utilize that product, and they can raise either purchases, they can raise any sales. So to avoid that, you are obsoleting that item. In simple terms, you are deleting that item. Uh, Clear about the life cycle phases? Team?
Yes.
Okay. So till now, what we are discuss about, just let me recap. The item, what are the items we used to call it, and what are the types of items, how it is interacting with the different modules. It's interacting with across all modules like order management, purchasing, pricing, and inventory. So, but that item will be get created in the Fusion PIM first under master organization. Then it's going to be associated for different organizations. Then these are the key concepts: the items you create, item classes, item attributes, item life cycles, and templates, catalogs, and cross references. This is it going to be in Oracle PIM. It will be structured, and it's going to be increased your efficiency of the items. And why we require the Oracle Fusion? It will avoid the duplicates, and it will maintain the consistent data. And the key concepts of an items and PIM module. And there is stockable, non-stockable, like how we are maintaining the item numbers and descriptions, and what is meant by item class and what is meant by item groups. So where we saw then a classic example of it. And the life cycle management. So we are going to have 4 phases: design, prototype, production, and obsolete. Hope till here we are clear. Tim, we are
Clear.
good till here?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get going to next phase. This is about the design phase, where your initial acceptable approvals, you are designing your phase. After that, it's prototyping. You are checking your product and you are testing, and the quality and compliance, everything is done. Then you are moving into the production. So where you got the all the approvals, and you're gone into production phase, and you are going to utilize that product. Whenever it is decommission, or it's deleting that item, it will be there in the obsolete status. Hope this picture, it will give you a clear picture. I mean, a clear understanding. So I hope if somebody, they will ask you about what are the item life cycle stages, you need to be aware of it. These are the 4 stages. It's going to be design, prototype, production, obsolete. I know there are a lot of people, they're already working. What will happen whenever we start working? We are focusing on a lot of things. So we may, have a chance to skip all these basic things. I'm moving to the next. So if any new item request, we talk about item creations. So we have a, uh, process called any new item, it's going to be get created. So you are going to have new item request. If you want to create any new items, you have the NIR, that is called new item request. Through that, you are going to be a request for item creation. So what will happen if you don't have the authority to create an item? So, but you can request for new items. So you can go ahead and you can create, like, I mean, you're going to be input all the details. What is an item? What is the description? All these details you are going to be give. And what will happen? It will go into the workflow. I mean to say that it will go for the approval. So once it got approved by your managers or whoever the authority of the people, so then what will happen? That item it's going to be get created. So usually it will go into the different approval phases. So all the people they will get it approved. Then that item it's going to be get active. Okay, that's about the new item request. I can show you in the system how it is going to be. So but my motive is you need to aware of what are the concepts are there in PIM module and what is the use of it. If anybody they will ask you, do you aware of the PIM? So they didn't expect the configurations, the process flows, but you need to aware of the what is the concepts are there in PIM. Like, do you understand what exactly new item request? Okay, that is my main motive. But I can give you or I can take you through the configurations and process flows once you understand the core concepts. So this is about the new item request. Whoever the business owner, what he's going to do, he's going to submit that request. It will go into the approval workflow, and if it is got rejected, then it will send back to the business user. If it is approved, then that it's going to be item get created in the PIM module. That the same item it will be sent to. I mean to send in the sense it will be accessible to multiple modules. So the inventory, purchasing, order management, pricing, all modules can be utilized that item if that attributes are enabled. Make sure there are key attributes we have it. Whenever that key attributes are enabled, for example, if it is inventory, there will be some key attributes. If it is enabled, then only that item will be reflected in the inventory. There are few key attributes for purchasing. The similar way for order management. You can see those things in the coming sessions when we are going to create an item. Now, we are going to discuss about item templates. What is the template? What is those defaulting values we are going to have it? And as well as we are going to have a custom item creation. So, for example, what we are going to do, if any manufacturing company of an clothes, so if they are stitching for, what they brought it, they brought small, medium, large. So these are the three types of sizes they brought, even XL or double XL. So what they used to have it, they have the measurements for small. So they don't worry about it every time they go and they will check the measurement. If the small in the sense they are aware of it, what are the measurements, they can go ahead and they can build that particular trouser or shirts. So like that, you're going to have the predefined templates. So automatically those attributes it will get enabled. You don't require to manually go and enable those attributes. And what will happen if you have that template? It will help you to create the item faster. You don't require to go manually and select each and everything. As I tell you earlier, for inventory you have some attributes, order management you have some attributes. So if my item is purchasable item, so what are the attributes needs to be enabled for purchasing? So those will be available in that template. If you utilize that template, automatically those attributes it will get updated. If it is a finished good item, so finished good related all the attributes it's enabled in that template. Whenever you tag that template, automatically those attributes it will get enabled for that item. This is how it's going to be. So now I have the item 1, item 2, and item 3. So what will happen? Items I'm creating if it is manually. So first, I need to enable the category electronics. Unit of measure, I need to give you each. What is the status and warranty, how many years I'm giving. So you tell me I have 3 different items. Every time I'm creating an item name 101, 102, and 103. So every time I can't go and select all these attributes manually. So what will happen? In any organization, they may have hundreds or sometimes thousands of items. It's very difficult for us. go and create those items manually. So for that, what we did, we created a template called electronic basic. In this template, I gave these 4 attributes. Whenever I want to create an item, I just give the item name and I can apply this template. Automatically, these 4 attributes, it will get tagged. So how simple it is, because each and every item, I need to enable the checkboxes. So it will take time. I'm just showing you 4 attributes. Such attributes you have more than 50 or more than 30 attributes you have it. So I can't go and enable each and every attribute. It will take time, and sometimes I may do some mistakes by missing, by enabling at the time of enabling, maybe I missed out enabling those attributes. So to avoid that, user entry mistakes and as well as user manual data entry work. I hope item templates you are clear. Team, are we good?
Clear, clear.
No. So now let me recap. We discuss about item and we discuss about the core components or concepts from PIM and what is an item, what is stockable, non-stockable, and we discussed about the item catalogs, categories, and we discussed about item life cycles, and we discussed about item templates. Now, the catalog and catalog hierarchy, we already discussed about it. Now, the mandatory configurations in the PIM. So, first you need to have the item master organization. So, if you don't have master organization, then there is no items. Just make sure that if you don't have master organization, then there won't be any items. So at least one master organization needs to be there. As per Oracle standard, what Oracle suggests to keep maintain only one master organization as in a repository. A repository means it's in a database. One database they suggested to keep it. So then once the organization got created, then you are going to have the item classes. So in Fusion, you are going to see that a root item class. Under root item class, where you are going to have the categories and subcategories. And this attribute groups, I will tell you in the coming sessions what is meant by attribute groups. And life cycle phases, we already saw that, like how we are going to be get created. I can show you in the system. And templates also we said that. And data security. As I said, item is a key for all the modules. So I can't give this access to anyone. So that needs to be maintained by the one specific department or the people where I can control the item master. Or else what will happen? Whoever they have the access, if I can provide the access to all the people, what will happen? They can go and they can update anything that directly impacting the other modules. So how we are going to be maintain that security? So how we can restrict the people to access the item core configs. So nobody can go and change the item, but they can view the item. What are the items they have it, they can view, but they cannot take any actions. So how we can provide that viewing access, that we can see in the coming sessions. So this is how it's going to be. You are going to define your organization. You are going to create your item classes. Then you are going to be define our attributes. And there are few more, but the major configs which I brought it here. There are, I'm sure like there are small configs. There are a lot of configs we have it, like unit of measures we need it. Okay. All these things, I didn't capture it here, but the major configurations I brought it. Setting up the life cycle phases, developing those item templates, how we are going to be implement that security and roles. So these are the basic configurations, what we are going to have it in the PIM module. That's all in the PIM module you are having it. Now, anybody, if they will ask you, what are the things you are aware of it in the PIM module, you can happily go and say all these concepts. I'm sure that's more than enough. As a newbie, like as a fresher, like that would be good enough to know all these details. But I would suggest everyone go and practice well. So each and every concept what we are discussing here, then you will come to know that. So just uh, take the video from YouTube, this video, this recorded video, and you can start practicing whenever you are doing it. So then you will come to know this, what is item template, what I'm creating it, what is attribute group, I'm creating it. So in this video, I'm explaining all the things. So you just, whenever you're practicing, just take this video as an reference and you will come to know. Till here, team, we are good?
Clear.
Yeah. That's all for today. I kept it. So for the PIM module, as I said, there are very small things. That is, lot of the things are there, like how to create a unit of measure, what are the UOM classes, what are UOM conversions. Those are the things it's going to come. But I will tell you when we go into the system, when we are going to utilize that in the item master. Okay. I'm planning to give you the document for whoever they are interested to create the enterprise structure. So I'm working on that in the background. I can share it with you by end of the day today. So you will come to know that what are the basic steps you need to follow for enterprise structure creations. So once it's done, I hope I posted few docs as well in our WhatsApp group. So user creation, role assignment. So similar way I can give you for enterprise structure. But PIM onwards, I will take you through the system live instance and I can show you step by step. So let me stop my recording. Let me know if you have any questions, team. Team, are we good?